ביקורים, פרק א', משנה ד'. אלו מביאים ולא קוראים. אז we already learned in the beginning that there are those who bring bikurim and declare, those who bring and don't declare, and those who don't bring at all. And we already discussed those who bring and don't declare, right?
No. Now we're discussing it.
No. That's right. We already discussed those who don't bring it all. What did we discuss in the beginning?
I don't think we discussed this.
Those who don't bring it all. That's the first thing we discussed.
No, we discussed what you bring.
What you don't bring.
From what fruit?
Okay, we discussed what you don't bring. We covered what you don't bring.
You don't.
Yeah,
what you bring.
Yeah, if it's Shivat HaMinim, you bring. Everything else, you don't bring. Yeah. If you have a tree over here and over here, you don't bring. Yeah, so we discussed everything that you don't bring.
Okay. Now we talk about the people here.
Yeah.
No?
Now we're going to discuss those who bring, those situations where you bring, but you don't declare. Elu mevi'im velo korin. So these people bring, but they don't make a declaration. They're obligated to bring the bikurim, but they're not obligated, they're not allowed to maybe even, to declare. Elu mevi'im velo korim. These are all those who bring the bikurim, but they don't declare. What they don't declare? Parashat Mikra Bikurim. They don't read the Mikra Bikurim. Who doesn't bring it? Who brings and doesn't declare? Hager, the convert. Mevi Bikurim. He brings the Bikurim. How do we know? Shene'emar, because it says, V'samachta bechol atov asher natan lecha Hashem. Because when it comes to Bikurim, it specifically points him out in the verse. It says, and you should be happy in all the good that God your God gave to you. And then it says, you, ata v'alevi, v'hager asher bekirbecha. The verse specifically points out that the ger also has to do something with the happiness. So the happiness of the bikurim also is involved with the ger, with the convert. So if he's supposed to bring bikurim, how come he's not koreh? How come he doesn't declare? Ve'ino koreh, but he doesn't declare. Aval eino yachol likro et parasha, but he cannot declare. He cannot say the words. Why? What's the problem with the words? She'eino yachol lomar, he is not able to say the words. Asher nishba Hashem la'avoteinu latet lano. Because in the declaration of the Bikurim, one has to say that God, your God, gave to us. And he didn't give to him. He gave it to us, means our family. Our family in the past, those who entered Eretz Israel. That's who he gave it to. He gave it to the people who entered the land of Israel. And you are not from those guys who entered the land of Israel, therefore you cannot say that.
So, a ger cannot own land in Eretz Israel?
Very good question.
If a ger,
he can't own land for sure.
He cannot.
He cannot own land, that we know.
So he doesn't have land.
No, but he can...
Well, he doesn't have adama shulcha.
Yeah, but we discussed that he can, for
Your
example,
land.
rent it for 10 years or 20 years.
But we said rent is not considered. It's no, you can. No? We learn. Oh,
that's Hakira. Hakira goes on a special zeu, but I think to buy it for like 50 years until the Yovel.
Oh, then you have. Then he can do that, but he's
yeah.
Okay. No, I'm trying to understand if there is a way for him to own the land, but there isn't.
And also practically, the owning of the land is more civil law. It's not. He owns the land. It's like you, like a Chinese guy, buying land in America. Question is, does he own the land? No, he's owning the use of the land. The land is not for Chinese. The land is an American land, and it stays American land. So he can own it in such a manner. He can have civil right in the land, but he cannot own like a Jew. When he owns the land, it's a different level.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
שאינו יוכל לומר, he cannot say, אשר נשבע השם לאבותינו לתת לנו, that God, your God, gave to us. By the way, I don't think the halacha is like this Mishnah, but we're going to see soon. שאין אבותיו מישראל, because his forefathers are not Jews. ויש מוסיפים עוד טעם. And there's those who had another reason, לפי שהגרים לא נטלו חלק בארץ. Yeah, so it's either you're going to say because he cannot say the Zeraim, or he doesn't own it enough. Even though he owns it for 50 years, we're not going to consider it enough ownership in order to bring Bikurim. So two ways to look at it. לפי שהגרים לא נטלו חלק בארץ, because the converts did not take part in the land, כלומר שמשום כך אין הקור יכול לומר לתת לנו. So either he cannot say he gave to us, because he never got, he's the converts, that's right. But, now we're going to start. Before we continue, this has to be very important. See, we're going,
what kind of thing is this?
Yeah, we're going to explain this. Ownership in the land, as you know, by the Jews, goes by the father. You need yichus. Right. You need to have yichus to have ownership. It's almost like in Britain. You need to be from the king, from the lords to own the land. So same thing in Israel. But in Israel, everybody had yichus. So it had yichus. So it says, it looks like the thing that preventing him is the fact that he doesn't have yichus. He doesn't have a father that gives him land. But it says, maybe the fact that it's enough that his mother is a Jew, and then he will need to bring and declare.
But if his mother is a Jew, he's a Jew.
Yeah, but we don't.
Why do you have to discuss it?
We're not discussing his Jewishness. We're discussing if he has the right to bring Bikurim. So what is giving him the right to bring Bikurim? Ownership of the land. His mother doesn't give him any ownership of the land. She doesn't give him. But maybe
he has a yichus, but he doesn't have ownership because
something in
because he's Jewish.
He's Jewish, but he doesn't. So
doesn't have land. Jewish without land cannot declare.
So that's exactly the thing.
In a way.
Yeah. Okay. So let's continue. Ve'im hayta imo Israel, if his mother was a Jew, mevi ve'kore. It gives him enough ownership to read, or it gives him, because we said two opinions. Either it gives him enough ownership in the land, or he can say that God, your God, swore to us. He swore it to my mother's family. So he can, it's whichever one you want. Okay. He's saying it can. From my mother's family. It comes from my mother's family. I can't say the words he swore to us, or it comes from a mother family. Maybe it's enough even to own some kind of land. Like Notzlof Chad, we can see that they can have some kind of ownership of land and things like this. Okay. Ve'im hayta imo Israel, and if his mother was from Israel, mevi ve'kore, he has to bring and he has to read. שיכול הוא לומר אשר נשבע לאבותינו. The first thing he can say that God swore to make an oath to our forefathers. יש סוברים, there are those who says, שאפילו אמו מישראל אינו קורא. There are those who say that even if his mother is from Israel, אינו קורא, because again he's stuck with the yichus. The fact that your mother is a Jew, that doesn't give you rights in the land. Only if your father is a Jew, it gives you rights in the land. Yeah? The fact that your mother is a Jew doesn't give. So those, according to the second opinion, now we're going. Okay. שאינו יכול לומר לתת לנו, he can still not say gave to us, כמו שברנו לעיל. אלא שמשנתנו עוסקת בגר מבני קני חותן משה. It discuss a girl from the sons of Kini, the father-in-law of Moshe, שנטלו דושנה של יריחו. They took a part of Yericho. ולכן מביא וקורא. So you know why in those times? Because God specifically gave them specifically. Therefore they can say. But the rest, a regular convert, is not allowed to say. Okay.
שיתרו קיבל משהו על משהו עשה.
Yeah. So therefore Yitro, even though he was a convert, did receive part of the land. So therefore they are included. God gave him part of the land.
You can see it in the Mekalel, that the Mekalel, why התחיל לקלל? Because they didn't give him land. You say, hey, you're not from Israel. אתה לא... הבן הכנענית, מה אתה רוצה?
Very good.
מצרית, לך go.
Very good, very good.
That's what I...
And again, I don't think this is the halacha, but we're going to continue here. וכשהוא מתפלל, and when he davens, כשהגר מתפלל תפילת 18, when the ger davens 18, also in 18 he says, לאבותינו all the time, to our forefathers. So that's what he says. בינו לבין עצמו, if he doesn't by himself, not in shul, or in shul, but 18 quietly, he's not the chazan, היינו בתפילת לחש, אומר אלוקי, it doesn't say אלוקי אבותינו, it doesn't say the God of our forefathers, he says אלוקי אבות ישראל, he says the God of the fathers of Israel.
זה לא פייר, where is the גר שנהיה, התגייר והוא נהיה כמו ילד חדש?
Oh, we're going to discuss this.
זה לא פייר.
We're going to, he is, but it's not his forefathers. הוא יהודי, but not the forefathers. Yeah, but again, I don't think this is halacha. If he doesn't discuss it, I'll discuss it. במקום אלוקי אבותינו. So instead of say the God of our forefathers, he say the God of the father Israel. וכשהוא בבית הכנסת, what happens if he's בבית הכנסת, which means he's the chazan, now he's representing the whole community. כלומר שהוא עובר לפני התיבה כשליח ציבור, when he's standing in front of the teva, what does he say? אומר אלוקי אבותיכם. He should say the God of your fathers.
כל רם שכל המשמעות.
It's not his father. He should say the God of your fathers. במקום אלוקי אבותינו. ואם הייתה אמו מישראל, but if his mother was from Israel, then he can say אלוקי אבותינו. We give him a leeway because it's not nothing to do with land over here. It has to do with prayer.
זה כמו adoption. Once you adopt somebody, you're his father. It's like you adopt.
Yeah, but
why can't you? Still, the shorish is not it's not.
It is not.
Okay.
By the way, I don't.
It's a little disturbing me because
like you know,
like,
you know it's not the halacha.
It's not the halacha. Oh,
you see that. You see converts go all the time. Yeah.
So, okay.
But you'll see soon.
Okay.
If he doesn't discuss, I'll discuss. Again, if he doesn't discuss, I'll discuss. במקום אלוקי אבותינו. ואם הייתה אמו מישראל, אומר אלוקי אבותינו. We're not dealing with land, so there's no problem over here. You can say our forefathers, because his mother is from the forefathers. ככל אחד מישראל, like everyone from a Jew. Here it comes. הרמב"ם כותב שאין הלכה כמשנה זו. The Rambam writes that we don't go according to the Mishnah. אלא הגר מביא וקורא. The ger brings and he reads. ואומנם בירושלמי מובאת ברייתא בשם רבי יהודה. In the Yerushalmi there's a ברייתא in the name of רבי יהודה שהגר מביא וקורא, that the ger brings and reads, ויכול הוא לומר, and he's able to say אשר נשבע השם לאבותינו, but you still have the problem. How is he going to say אשר נשבע השם לאבותינו, that God swore to our forefathers? He didn't. He's lying. He's lying. So it says, it looks like here's the machloket. When you say our forefathers, who are you talking about? So according to the first opinion, it says our forefathers have nothing to do with the land. You know when we got the land? When we entered it in the days of Yoshua. So it says this is the difference of opinion. According to one opinion, you know who inherited the land?
Avram.
No. The first opinion, according to the Rambam, says Avram inherited the land. According to the second opinion, it says not true. Avram never inherited the land. You know who inherited the land? Bnei Israel, Yoshua. So if you go after Bnei Israel, he cannot say it. But if you say our forefathers and you mean Avram, Yitzhak, and Yaakov, then you are allowed to say it because he's the son of, like you said, he's the son of Abraham. That's what we call him, the son of Abraham. Therefore, he can say it. This is the machloket. When we say ownership of the land, when did it start? Did it start in the Jews entering the land? Or did it start? That's right. It started over there. In other words, it's almost, are we going potential or actual?
Or actually.
Yeah?
Exactly.
Are we going in the potential or the actual?
Yeah.
That's the machloket, and that depends if you can say it or not say the words. And it looks like the halacha is we going according to the potential.
Okay.
That's what it looks like, so therefore you can say.
You can say, yeah.
שהגר מביא, ויכול לומר שכן באברהם כתוב, because how in Avraham it's written, והיה שמך אברהם, it says God made Avraham, he says I'm going to change your name to Avraham, כי אב המון גויים נתתיך, because the father of many nations I gave you, ודרשו, לשעבר היית אב לארם, like in the past you were a father in the land of Aram, like Avram in Aram, ועכשיו אתה אב לכל העולם, and now I made you a father for every other nation. What does it mean? כלומר, לכל הנכנסים תחת כנפי השכינה, if anybody from any other nation wants to become a Jew, you are going to, where's his yichus? Avram, that's his yichus. Says he does have a yichus, he does have a part in the land. If he's a father, if he's a son of Abraham, he has a part of the land. He's not going to get any. We're not going to give him, but potentially he has shayachas. He has.
עכשיו I feel better.
ומכאן שאברהם הוא אב לגרים כמו לישראל. And from here, Abraham is a father of the converts, just like to Israel. ברם, בעל משנה למלך תמה לרמב"ם. משנה למלך has asked question on the Rambam. כיצד יכול הגר לומר לתת לנו? Still, he could not say the words לתת לנו. לתת לנו was only when they entered into the land. Was not in the Avram, because to Avram he never gave. והרי גם הרמב"ם סובר שהגרים לא נטלו חלק בארץ ישראל. And I'm asking you, Rambam, but you don't have a place in the land. Even you admit that you don't give a convert a place in the land. אלא שבעניין זה מובא שם בשם מהרם בן חביב. So over there it's brought in the name of Maharam, the son of Chaviv, שמשמעות הכתוב לתת לנו, that when we say the words to give to us, hui לעתיד, is going to be when Mashiach comes. ולעתיד לבוא, and when Mashiach comes, אף הגרים יתלו חלק בארץ ישראל. Even the converts will have some part of the land of Israel. אם כך, יכול הגר לומר שנשבע השם לתת לנו, that God, our God swore to give to us. He didn't give yet, but I have something to hang on. I have some belonging to the land.
I have a right to it.
I have some right, but right now, for technical reason, I'm not going to get it, but I still have some hold into it. ומכאן ההלכה, and from here the law is, שהגר מביא וקורא, that the convert brings and reads. In other words, we don't go like this Mishnah at all. He brings and he reads, ואפילו אין עמו מישראל, even if his mother is not from Israel. וכן כשהוא מתפלל, and also when he davens, בין בינו לבין עצמו, whether he davens to himself, ובין כשליח ציבור, and when he davens as a שליח ציבור, הרי הוא אומר, אלוקינו ואלוקי אבותינו. He says, our God and God of the forefathers.